Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with the Medicom Mafex The Dark Knight Trilogy Bruce Wayne figure review. Let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini Mayfield fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about it.
And a quick look at the box art. On the left flap, you can see it says Mafex The Dark Knight Trilogy. There's a half picture of the figure and a full picture of the figure here on the opposite side. It says Mafex down at the bottom. All right, let's get this guy open, see what's what. All right, so I've got the Mafex Dark Knight Trilogy Bruce Wayne figure out of the package. This is our first Bruce Wayne figure. Not the first time that we've gotten an unmasked Bruce Wayne head, but a full-on Bruce Wayne figure. This is representing him from the movie, from the trilogy at some point when he was broken both mentally and physically, and he's packed in with his little cane here too, which I'll get into shortly. But it looks like the way they structured this buck, it was meant to really represent the fact that he wasn't doing so well physically. It looks like things are a little off kilter here purposely, though. I don't know if you can really tell. I'll show it more when I go over the articulation, but I was trying to line up everything and get him standing up totally straight, but I don't know if it's really I don't know if that's possible here. So I'll work with it a bit more as I move through this. This is going to be a quickie because unfortunately I don't have the Batman 3.0 and they packed in some additional parts here that you can use with the Batman 3.0, and I don't have that, although one pack-in particular is very intriguing to me. So let me move forward. Let's go through the accessories that I can go through that are compatible with him here in the suit. And taking a closer look here, I do think they did a good job on this suit, and pretty much matching up everything to this look from the movie. Like I said, this seems like one of their standard bucks. In fact, one thing that I've complained about in the past is just this torso. I don't really like the way the pelvic area looks on some of these suited bodies. I complained about that with John Wick too, but I do like the color here, and this is another suited body that I can add to my imported suited bodies. Like I said, the head sculpt here looks pretty good, not bad at all. I do think there is a good likeness to Christian Bale. One of my other gripes though here is the hands. You know, I've been saying this for a while too with Mafex. I don't really like how the hands don't kind of snap in place, and there's always a little bit of gappage between the hand and the wrist or the forearm here. But I do think this body looks good. So out of the pack, it's two open hands with the fingers slightly spread. And then he's got a couple of fists. And then he's got a couple of hands that are open and semi-cupped. This is going to be so he can hold his cane, which I'll show you right now. Stand up there. And there's his cane. Looks like it's pretty accurate from the movie. Plain, just flat black. Let's see how he holds it. It's pretty thin though. You got to be careful with this. It's a little fragile. And there he is with the cane. So yeah, that looks pretty good. You know, I tried to line up the body a little bit more, but then I also tried to get him leaning a little bit too. But I think that looks great. No issues there. And then aside from that, these are the additional pieces that you would use to swap onto the Mafex 3.0 Batman. There's a stand in here too. All Mafex figures come with a stand. Always mention it but never use it. So you see this little harness here, the belt, this back plate, the chest piece, and these two little contraptions that would hook onto the back of the figure. It's supposed to kind of represent the grappling feature, if I'm not mistaken. And then this gem, which is a ski mask head here, which I've already been messing around with, and it is swappable on other bodies, and this is a great accessory. So if they bootleg this figure and you want to get a bunch of ski masked heads, then you can. But yeah, let me mess around with this. I'll show you some swaps and some comparisons and get you out of here. So quite a few options here for the ski mask head. If you remove it from the neck, then you can swap it onto this body, although it is meant to be swapped onto the Mafex 3.0, obviously. But that looks like a great goon. That looks awesome. The head and neck is separate. You get a really nice range of motion there, going down. Not the best going back, but he can turn left to right, do a pivot, It's a good range of motion on the head. Shoulders on the ball joint, they're going to come up that far. You can do a full 360. There is a bicep or upper shoulder swivel embedded in there. It's not a cut here, so that looks good. You get a little bit more than 90 degrees on the elbow, swivel and a hinge on the wrist, upper torso articulation, and then there is some articulation at the lower abdomen as well. You can turn at the abdomen. Legs will come up pretty far. You can see that sort of double barbell joint in there. There is an upper thigh swivel. You do get a little bit more than 90 degrees on the knee. There is a swivel, a hinge, a pivot on the foot, and a toe joint. So decent articulation here for the suited body, pretty standard. And going through some size comparisons, this is all Mafex figures here. So Mafex Harvey Dent, aka Two-Face. I didn't swap on his regular jacket there, so I've got the Harvey Dent head with the Two-Face coat, but it is what it is. And then on the right we have the Mafex Scarecrow figure, so you can see how all those suited bodies look. And again, I've been building my suited body army, so if I want to do anything sort of suited body goonish, then I can. And I've been building to this point for quite some time. So, and there's more to be released from Mafex as far as suited bodies go. But again, these look great with other import suited bodies as well. I'll get into that shortly. But let's see. I haven't tried this yet. And this is not really like popping on the joint there, but it works well enough where it works. So that looks good on this body. Again, if they bootleg this figure or they or I'm able to get it for a cheaper price, then you know, I pulled out the peg there, but this all works. And I've got John Wick here. Seems to be just a little bit taller than Bruce, which is cool. And let's see how this works. Yep, and that looks good too. So if you want John Mass, John Mass. If you want John Wick with the ski mask, that works as well. I guess his upper and lower lip is covered enough where it'll still work, and it doesn't look like you know, you can't really see his mustache or beard or anything under there, but I guess it could work. I guess that's fine. And it doesn't necessarily have to be John Wick here. You could do whatever you want if you just wanted a goon with a ski mask. So, you know, I'm really happy about this accessory. That's the thing about me and displaying and A.C.B.A. You know, we go nuts for the simplest things sometimes. This makes the figure for me, honestly. And there's a look at the import bodies together. So all Mafex in the middle here, I guess. And then on the far left is the SH Figure Arts Downtown, one of the guys from the Downtown duo. But that is a shorter figure. So you can see how that stacks up with the rest here. And then on the far right is the Figma Lonely Gourmet, which is the tallest of the suited bodies I have, I believe. I think he's even taller than the Marvel Legend. Yeah, there's Professor X. So you can see how a Marvel Legends body looks next to this guy. And there's that. So yeah, like I said, building my army here. And that kind of works. The skin tones don't really match up, but this is the Mafex Peter Parker head. If you separate it from the lower portion of the unmasked head that has the sort of suited neck. Where's that neck? Yeah, so if you separate it from here and pop it on there, the skin tones don't really match, and he's kind of short too. You can see that the Spider-Man figure is a little taller, so maybe that may work with one of the other taller bodies. Have I ever tried it on John Wick? I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't quite pop on there. If you could swap out the pegs, maybe it would work, but that's more in scale. That body's a little better, but I mean, would Spider-Man really wear the all-black suit like that? But there's an option. And I figured that might work, being that it's, you know, this particular version of Spidey's a little smaller. But no, this is the Mafex 1.0 tech suit Spider-Man unmasked head. They just put up a pre-order for a 1.5 version where it looks like they updated the unmasked head and gave you the instant kill masked head as well. So a link for that will be in the description below. But yeah, that doesn't work, so there's that. And I forgot I actually had a couple more suited bodies that I'll compare real quick. Forgot about my Kingsman dudes here. So Harry and Eggsy on the left, Harry on the right. And you can see those guys are a little smaller in stature. I guess the Englishmen are a little smaller than the Americans, according to Mafex here. But I wonder if some swaps will work. Let's see. Yeah, the pegs don't match up, but if you wanted to kind of finesse this for Bruce in a different kind of suit here, that could work. Definitely not going to work on Eggsy because he's a smaller dude. But again, if you wanted to swap out the neck pegs, I think you might be able to finesse it. Alright, I got to get up out of here. I totally forgot about some of these things I've been collecting from Mafex. Totally forgot I had this Bat Pod here, which is a great accent piece. It's a great vehicle. It was just really hard to get the 1.0 Batman onto the Bat Pod. And that is the 1.0 Batman back there in the Hall of Armor set piece from SH Figure Arts. Works pretty well there. Maybe something you might want to explore with more Hall of Armor pieces. If you've been collecting the Mafex stuff from the Dark Knight trilogy up to this point, you absolutely want to pick up this Bruce Wayne figure. It is one of their better suited bodies and one of their better face scans here too. So I would recommend that you pick this guy up. If you can get it directly from Japan, then do it. If you got to get him on a secondary market, try not to pay too much, because at the end of the day, it is just a suited body. But the ski mask and the additional parts that you get to upgrade or to add some playability to your 3.0 Batman is worth the price of admission, in my opinion. If you only had the 3.0 Batman and then this Bruce Wayne, you'd be actually pretty good, because up until this point, they were just kind of building up to the best version of Batman. This 1.0 I have here is kind of shitty, but it looks good as an accent piece. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for hanging out. As always, rate, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.
That's crispy.